o'clock.
Good afternoon. Hello. It always kind of catches me by surprise for some reason when I'm live. Hi, I'm Casey Durango of Keto with Casey, where I like to talk about how I've lost 97.4 pounds since starting the ketogenic protocol, how you may be able to lose weight, improve your health, regain control of your life like I did. I hope you're well. We are well. If someone can let me know, hey, Ange, good to see you. Let me know that you can see and hear me. So today is the last Saturday public YouTube live stream I'll be doing, day that shall live in infamy, of 2021. Sorry, the last one I'll be doing of 2021. And I'm feeling kind of reflective, as the title, the thumbnail said. I'm not a great one for looking back and reminiscing and, all that stuff. But I think it does serve a purpose to get perspective. And if you will indulge me for a few minutes here, and then I'll turn my attention to comments and the folks who are kindly attending. I don't know about you, but sometimes we can lose focus of why we do things in the first place. And I want to make sure that I don't do that. It's easy to lose the point of the thing, right? Because there are outside distractions and influences, and then suggestions, and then ego can come into play, and all these different things. I'm at a point in my life, and at a point of doing what I'm doing now, which is, believe it or not, I did not emerge from the womb making a YouTube channel. No duh, by the way. Hashtag Casey's Pink Drink. I masturbate it every time. Tumbler full of ice, mostly full of diet tonic water. Someone asked me what brand of diet tonic water. I just get the store brand, whatever it might be. I actually like it better than the national brands. So mostly full of diet tonic water, a splash of diet cranberry juice. I happen to get ocean spray, but diet cranberry juice, and a little bit of lime. So I did not emerge making YouTube channel. I never intended to have myself in front of the camera. Just the opposite. I had a lucrative career. Frankly, it was fairly easy. Did not take up a lot of my brain space, but I enjoyed it, and I was value added. I felt, and I did that for the best part of 30 years. I did not want to take insulin for type 2 diabetes. I didn't want to take insulin. That was my motivation. For those of you who don't know, I'd been morbidly obese, perfectly round, for right at 30 years, from my mid-20s to my mid-50s. I tried all the stuff we try. I tried following the advice. I tracked. I was precise, and then I would throw in the towel because the advice failed me. And then I would fail myself. So I just gave up. You can go to my blog. As a matter of fact, almost everything I'm going to talk about, you can see links to my blog. Everything I'm going to talk about here, one way or another, CaseyDurango.com, link below. So I Googled how to not take insulin for type 2 diabetes. I came across the white coat video of Dr. Eric Westman of Duke University. That was January 8th, 2014. The message struck home for me that day. I knew low carb worked for me. I knew it since 1977. I knew it in the early 2000s when I tried it again. But I didn't let myself get derailed. That's a very passive way of putting it. I derailed myself. I gave up on what I knew worked for me. But I couldn't mess around anymore. I didn't want to take insulin. So I do this, and I felt better almost immediately. I just laid off the carbs, and almost immediately joint pain started to resolve. Things that you just get used to because you're told, oh, you're no spring chicken anymore. Um, I just felt like in a general malaise most of the time. I was chronically, clinically depressed. I was a very high functioning depressive most days, high functioning, some days not so much. And I was morbidly obese. I felt terrible and I felt like a fool. But almost immediately, as soon as I started laying off the carbs, I'm talking within days and then within a couple of weeks, serious changes were very obvious to me. I didn't play around. I didn't ease into it. I just laid off the carbs. That's all I did. For those of you who don't know, the protocol as I learned it and have practiced it all these years, keep your carbohydrate intake to 20 grams or fewer a day. Total carbs, not net. If it's not on page 4, link below, don't eat it. But you don't even need a food list. I haven't looked at the food list since the first day, I don't think, barely. Fatty sources of protein, non-starchy vegetables in limited amounts, full fat dairy in limited amounts. Don't eat if you're not hungry. Stop when you're satiated. That's the protocol. So that's what I did. So I'm rolling along and I'm enjoying my career and I'm making, the money gets deposited into my account whenever. And I have a, successful marriage. My kids are successful. Life is good. And I started to lose weight, which is what people noticed. I mean, my husband noticed my mood and I noticed my joint pain and my mood and everything else and not needing an afternoon nap. But other people, of course, noticed the weight loss. Wow, you've lost weight. Yes, I have. This would start at about 25 pounds of weight loss. What are you doing? And so I'm just not eating any carbs and or I'm eating very few carbs. I've cut back on carbs and oh, wow. That sounds really hard, and it's actually the easiest thing I've ever done. But then they would, "Why aren't you worried about cholesterol?" And by this time, I had done enough of my own following good, reasonable people, not people trying to sell me anything and not people who, you know, pretend like they care about you, but they really wanna sell you something. I listened to doctors Stephen Phinney, Jeff Volek, Eric Westman. I listened to lectures, not commercials. And I started to learn about how a lot of what we've been and I read Good Calories, Bad Calories. I read The Art and Science of Low Carbohydrate Living by Dr. Stephen Phinney and Jeff Volek. That actually gave me most answers. So I would explain to them, oh, about the cholesterol. But here's the thing about the cholesterol, and I would explain my knowledge of it. But aren't you worried about all that fat? Well, here's what I would explain. But our brain needs carbohydrate. I would explain about that. But about the glucose, we need the glucose. I would explain about that. And one thing led to another, and a couple of people, particularly the mother of one of our daughters-in-law, said, "Well, you just explained that to me better than my doctor." I said, "Well, I have more time than your doctor to explain it. You should make a video about it." From that went I said, "Sure, no, I'm not doing that." So from that went I made a video, I made a terrible one, it was awful. I mean, my phone fell over, I was recording the phone. And so for a couple of years, I lived with 2 feet trying to do 2 things, my job, my career that I was doing well at, and then this other interesting thing with my goal of if somebody else has removed themselves from their life, if somebody else stopped living their lives to their fullest because they felt embarrassed about the way they looked, they felt physically ill, they felt like a failure, they felt like no one took them seriously. And I'm talking about men, women, young, old. This happens across the gamut. And I feel so much better about myself, and I feel like stepping back into my life. Maybe someone else feels that way, and maybe my story can help them, because all I can do is talk about my story and my understanding of the protocol. But I'm not a doctor, I'm not a researcher, I'm me. So that kind of grew. I had to learn how to make a video, how to navigate different things. I had to get, I couldn't keep having my phone fall over, so I had to get a little bit better equipment. I had to learn how to do stuff. So that was very interesting to me, and it all kinda grew, and then I left my other career. I decided if I can help one person that as Talmud reads, and I'm going to paraphrase here, "She who saves one soul is said to have saved the world." Well, I'm not trying to save souls, but I would like to keep somebody from removing themselves from their own life and to realize that it's not that we are failures. It's that we've been given poor information, that there is a way out of it, and that if I can do this, you can do this. So anyway, that grew into Go Keto with Casey, and I have a private Patreon group. I will tell you that there's a point at which you get some followers and some attention, and it becomes very seductive. And then it's easy to have the goal not be who can I help, but how many thumbs up can I get, or how many subscribers can I get, or how much money can I make, or how many followers can I get, or those things don't matter. Not to me. I mean, it's nice to get recognition. It's nice to get a pat on the back. It's nice, but I had to kind of get through that hmm, very seductive transition. I had to, and my lovely mate has helped me remember. He's my consigliere, and there'll be times when my feelings get hurt. Somebody says something or does something, or I don't get this or that. He said, "Why are you doing this? Do you remember why you're doing this?" Yes, I am. Tell me, why are you doing this? So I'm doing this if I can help one person. Wah, wah, wah. He says, okay, go back and read some of the emails you've gotten. Read some of the messages you've gotten. Look at the handwritten letters you've gotten. You're right. You're right. You're right. So, so that's what I've been doing. But now I'm being very self-indulgent here. I hope I made that clear from the beginning. I really like what I do, but I need to learn new things. Not about the protocol. I got that down pat for me, right? And I want to feel like I'm doing more than repeating, keep your carbs 20 grams or fewer a day, total, not net. If it's not on page 4, don't eat it. Don't eat if you're not hungry. Stop when you're satiated. I think that there is more to me as a person than that. And I think that there's more that I can offer. And all this is by way, now the self-indulgence stops. Now I'm going to put it to you. Why are you trying to make a change at all in your life? Is it to fit in a size 8 denim jeans? That's nothing wrong with that. Is it to make your ex jealous? Nothing wrong with that. Is it to come off medications? Nothing wrong with that. Is it to feel better? Is it to re-enter your life? Is it to help other people? Is it to keep up with your kids, with your grandkids? Is it to, if you don't have kids or grandkids and you don't have a significant other, is it just to feel better and to enjoy your life? Is it to get back to things that you forgot you even liked? And why am I asking all that? Because it is seductive to fall back on what you weigh. How many times have we said, well, I feel so much better, but the scale didn't even budge this week. So I'm going to have some chips. We have to remember why we do this. Losing weight is wonderful and almost always a good idea if you're overweight. It's just good for health. It's good for our posture. It helps us sleep better. I mean, just physically sleep better if you've got a large mass. I did. I was a mess. I'm 5'1". I'm 115 and a half pounds lighter than I was at my known heaviest. Oh, by the way, I shared this with the patron-only live stream this morning. Today's December 18th. It was December 18th in the year 2000 when I first, because I was feeling pretty bad, dragged myself into the YMCA and into the ladies' locker room and stepped on the doctor scale they had there. And I weighed myself that day, and I went home and I logged it. And then I built a spreadsheet that is the world's largest spreadsheet right now. And I weighed myself and logged my weight essentially every day for 21 years. And I've logged a whole bunch of other things too, but that I no longer follow because I don't care about. 21 years. And that was after, let me see, that would have been after about, I don't know, 17 years maybe of being really fat. And I tried so much, but I don't go to the gym. 21 years of weighing myself. Now, I'm okay with weighing myself in the day because I'm weight stable and I don't care. But most of those years, the scale was not my friend and it would ruin my day. So don't be like me. Why are you doing this? The scale should not be scale fluctuates. I've been weight stable for 5 years. The scale still fluctuates about this much, a little bit more lately. I think it's because of the winter. I'm hibernating or something, but I'm essentially weight stable. Why are you doing this? It can't be just to lose 15 pounds or 25 pounds or 175 pounds. It can't just be to wear a size. Well, it can be, but it's not the noblest of reasons or even the smartest of reasons. We need to keep focus on why we started this in the first place. We have to not say, some people say, all I want to do is lose 10 pounds. That's all I want to do. Just let me lose 10 pounds. Now that's all they have to lose. But they were like me. I started every January 1st. Please just let me lose 10 pounds this year. Please. I was 115 pounds overweight. Please just let me lose 10 pounds. But then you lose 10 pounds and it's not enough. And that's okay. Keeping going. But if you say, I just want to feel better, and sometimes we forget that we just wanted to feel better. And then we don't want to feel better. We want the scale to change. Well, the scale doesn't change. We want what the scale reads to change. We need to find a better reason. One that's an actual reason. So we have to remind ourselves of it. That's where I've been. I'm kind of through it. My consigliere walked me through it months ago. So we're wrapping up 2021. We're going into 2022. As we well know, we don't know what the future holds. I don't know what it holds for me. But I do know that whatever it is will be more than repeating, keep your carbs 20 grams or fewer a day, total not net. If it's not on page 4, don't eat it. Don't eat if you're not hungry. Stop when you're satiated. It'll be something. I want to learn something. I didn't do all this so that I could wear size small t-shirts. I did this because I didn't want to take insulin for type 2 diabetes. By the way, blood sugar, perfect. Blood pressure, perfect. Triglyceride, stellar. HDL, fantastic. So I achieved the reason I wanted to start. And then why did I start Go Keto with Casey? Because other people may be floundering and feeling like they can't do it, that they can't make a change. And I'm here to tell you, if I can do this, you can do this. 30 years of obesity, 30 years of trying and strumbling, of feeling badly about myself. And I'm a really smart person, and I'm witty, and I'm talented, and I felt like an idiot and a failure. Find the reason that you have either already started this or you want to start this. Make a note. If you don't have a consigliere who will remind you, make a note somewhere, write it down, and remind yourself. Remind yourself that the scale is almost irrelevant. How you feel, your health, your state of mind, your emotional well-being, your mental health, being able to interact with other people happily. This is why we do these things. There's more to life than food. We need to step away from the food, step away from the food, step away from the videos about the food, step away from the cookbooks, step away from the channels about food, step away from the Facebook groups that's all about the food. We need this much food in our lives. This much. It takes up this much space in our lives. Think about it. I mean, I think it does. Cuckoo's way off, by the way. Way off. I totally screwed up cuckoo this morning. That was my bad. I became impatient. Okay, so to wrap up, what lies ahead? I don't know. But I know that feeling the way I feel now compared to the way I felt then, I can't wait to see what happens next. As opposed to kind of dreading whatever was going to happen next. And whatever it is, I'm going to learn new things. And I'm going to do things and I'm going to screw them up. And maybe 5% of the time I'll do it right. But that's okay. It's okay. I only need to make myself happy, make my lovely mate happy. My children are raised, but if they were still in the house, keep them safe, make them good people, which we've done. We're the ones that matter to ourselves, and we only have control over what we do. So find your why. Find your why still. And that can morph. I mean, mine kind of changed a little bit. I still want to help people, but the way we do things changes if we're lucky. Wouldn't it be boring if everything was the same all the time, year in and year out? Okay. Shameless Commerce Division, I'll keep it quick. The 2022 Go Keto with Casey calendars, which I'm very proud of, and they have behind the scenes photographs, and they have I designed the whole thing myself. I'm really tickled about it. And Spiral Go Keto with Casey 12-month record book, which is you can get one on Amazon that's perfect bound. I can't send them overseas. And really, this is the better version because the paper's better for writing and it's spiral. And I don't know, steel water bottle. You can see all this stuff. There's mugs and stuff. T-shirts. T-shirt I'm wearing. I'm stronger than a cookie. And I just started something. When you order a book or a calendar, I made these stickers. They peel off of here, and I stick one on each one. Okay. And thank you to patrons, some of whom are here. I have a private, which I'm very proud of, private Patreon support group. I'm very proud of it. It's the best thing I've done. Depending on your tier, you get 20 pre-recorded videos from me. Pre-recorded, I make them every weekday morning from my kitchen counter. The suggestions come from patrons themselves, any topic. Nothing's off bounds. Going up from there, handful of patron-only video live streams on Crowdcast a month. Up from there, handful of patron-only video group sessions a month. And up from there, a monthly one-on-one with me. Ta-da. Commercial over. I do want to remind everyone that Monday evening, 7 p.m. Eastern, the next installment of Casey's Keto Connections with Jackie Eberstein. You'll be able to see that at my blog as well, or if you follow me on Crowdcast, you can see it. It's a registered event, but you can see it at my blog. Go to my schedule and just scroll down. You'll see it. Click register. Jackie is awesome, and she's my pal, and I'm very proud of that as well. Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern. All right, now I'm going to turn my attention to you folks who have bothered to attend, and thank you for allowing me to be part of your Saturday. I really appreciate it. Christina Polischik. Okay, Christy, and weight is now stable also. Okay, so you're answering. Lonnie Raymond, please continue. I need reminding. Slow learner, ate cake and cookies. Delicious. But today my back and hip hurts. Lost 52 pounds. I know better, but I'm human and need reminders. Thanks. Yeah. At some point, we have to quit saying I'm human. And then we have to start, if we do it too many times, say, how is this any different than hitting my head up against a wall? Doctor, it hurts. My head hurts. Why? Because I keep hitting my head against a wall. Stop doing that. But congratulations on the 52 pounds. Frankie, Christy Colley, I praise the Lord and smart keto and thank you. All right, I'm looking to see there's a lot. Y'all are talking to each other, so there's not much for me to say. I appreciate you doing that. And hey, Ange, it is always great to hear your story. Thank you. I started the Patreon group this week, and it's amazing. Everyone should join. This is your story to tell, Ange. Do you want to share what your challenge and your success from this past week? It's on you. I'm not going to bring it up. Anna Blevin, Merry Christmas from New Zealand. Sue, is it Sue Yeager or Sue Jager? I have your voice in my head every time I go to the fridge. Am I hungry or just peckish? Push the peckishness. And I didn't show all the things there are t-shirts and magnets and stickers, and you can either find a link under my swag tab or at my Teespring shop, all of that at my blog. You can see that stuff. Hey, Barbara Nelson, hi from Charlotte. Peckish, yes, peckish. Some people say, what is peckish? Peckish means, oh, I could eat. I'm not really hungry, but I kind of like feeling peckish. It's a feeling of kind of lightness as opposed to weighted down. It's not, oh my gosh, I need to eat. So what I find for myself is if I push the peckishness, and I can go for a long time, I generally wake up peckish, but I may not have my first plate of fuel for 3 or 4 hours. And I'm the same level of peckishness until I get to, now I've tipped over into the next level of peckishness. Another reminder for those of you who feel like you would benefit, the first Tuesday of every month, also on Crowdcast, is the Durham Support Group meeting with Dr. Eric Westman and me. It's on Crowdcast. I host it, but he's there free, an hour and a half. You can ask questions in advance on Crowdcast if you like do the Jackie Eberstein thing or any of the other Crowdcast things I do. You can type in questions in advance under the Ask a Question tab. It's pretty cool. And Christina Polishchik writes, yes, need to distinguish hunger from peckishness. Many of us don't know what actual hunger feels like because we've had brain hunger where the cues are saying, get me some more glucose, get me some more. We don't know what's saying, get me some more glucose. We just know what's saying, eat. But there is a physiological reason for that. That's when you're a sugar burner. If you are a fat burner, it's a very different process. It's a different sensation. And you can go much longer and be just fine. It is no longer an emergency. Jamie's Little Farmstead. New here from Louisiana, searched keto and just happened to catch you live. Oh, how sweet. Thank you for what you are doing. Great motivation. Currently keto, 1 meal a day, and have lost 10 pounds so far this month. Congratulations. I'll have to tell you, that's great for you. And some people flourish on the structure of 1 meal a day. I don't go for acronyms. But there's nothing magical in to only eating once a day. If you're eating 6,500 calories at one time, once a day, that's not going to help. It's really don't eat if you're not hungry. Stop when you're satiated. As long as the structure does not interfere with you taking care of yourself, awesome. And that's great. Congratulations. And writes, okay, Andrew's going to share. As of Monday, I stopped binging on chocolate bars. Listen to this. I used to eat up to 10 a day. 10 a day. So if you think that you're the only one that struggles, there are lots of us out here. Not perfect yet. Had some chips and cookies, but happy with my accomplishment so far. And honey lamb, after the giving up 10 chocolate bars a day, giving up chips and cookies going to be a walk in the park. So congratulations to you. And that is and that is tough. So I take my hat off to you if I was wearing one. Nancy Fennell writes, my goals have changed from weight loss to health. I think that's brilliant. Still working my way down the scales, but more importantly, adopting my healthy self and learning to listen to my body. That is key. Don't let an app tell you what to eat or when to eat or how much you should weigh. Our bodies, the original app. I think that's one of my calendar things. I think I wrote that. Oh, now I can't find it. Anyway, I think it's there somewhere. Ramona Hutton Howe writes, Casey, how can I tell if I have a ticket to the interview this? Okay, let me move my mouse. How can I tell if I have a ticket to the interview this coming Monday night with Jackie? I got no email or receipt. You should have received an email. And if you, and it's $10, I'll say this. I believe that professional speakers should be compensated for their time. You should have received a confirmation email and you would see it also as a charge. So just go back and if you try and you go and you try to register, it'll say you've already registered. Christy Kalichika. This way of eating is teaching me a lot as far as how it feels when I am hungry and when I'm not. First time in a long time. Truth. It's just as shocking sometimes to feel, oh my gosh, that's actual hunger. I'm actually hungry. The other thing that's really shocking is when you realize, holy moly, it's 3:00 in the afternoon. I haven't eaten and I haven't even thought about eating. That's fantastic. Amy writes, I don't think about food on 20 carbs or less. It is a gift. It is a gift of this lifestyle. My body and mind and souls thrive on keto. 89 pounds down since April 2020. Congratulations. Congratulations. What is Crowdcast? Crowdcast is, I tell you what, if you go to my blog, actually, no. You know what? I put a link under here. Follow me on Crowdcast. I think I did. Yeah. And it's almost like YouTube, but it's a better platform, and it's one I pay for, but it's got some real perks, I would say. So you just link I put a bunch of links below. Um, Way to go, Amy. Everyone's giving the thumbs up. Gray's custom trib. I'm so glad you're here. And it's only your next decision that you need to worry about. That is great. Keep up the excellent work. We were talking about this earlier. You don't think about this is a brilliance of the 12-step programs. You don't say, I will never do X again. You say, maybe I will tomorrow, but today I'm not. Right now, for the next hour, I'm not going to indulge in whatever. It could be chocolate or alcohol or pretzels or gambling or watching cat videos. Whatever is standing in your way. Amy writes, 1 meal at a time, 1 day at a time. What a journey. And Penny Miley writes, Frankie A, that's awesome. Congrats. I'm going to get this weight off. I'm 58 years young. It's never too late. Ever. Ever. Ange writes, thanks, guys. Ange, I'm so, so proud of you. And that's what we all need, some help sometimes. We need some support. What we don't need is people saying, that's okay, keep screwing up. That was harsh. Not screwing up. Mug. Here's a mug. Lay off the carbs. Lay off the excuses. And then my face on the back saying, if I can do this, you can do this. I did this. I say this because this is what I did for 30 years. You didn't get to be as big as I was by not making excuses and having pity parties and saying, well, Monday's another day. There's always another Monday. Amy writes, Casey, I'm excited for you and see what you do next. Go, lady, go. I can't wait either. I will tell you, we have 25 baby chicks on order, going to be delivered in February. I don't know what we were thinking to add to our 15. So we've got our work cut out for us. But all of this by way of saying, I went from someone who had trouble getting off the sofa and lifting my head up off my hand to dreading the next day. Not because my life was miserable, but because I was miserable. I can't wait. I wake up and I will lay there for a few minutes. I'll think, what am I going to do today? Let me see. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. Let me see. I'm going to research that. I'm busy all day, every day. I don't know why I don't get more done. Sydney Nobles writes, I decided if you are what you eat, I don't want to be a cookie. I want to be a steak. I like that. Oh, and listen, my best-selling t-shirt, I'm stronger than a cookie. Someone requested that I make stickers and magnets that are fill in the blank. I'm stronger than blank. So I'm working on that. I'll let you know when those come in. And I've already checked out with the vendor, this particular vendor, you can write on the magnets and the stickers with a Sharpie or a good ballpoint. Okay. Yeah. I don't want to be a cookie. I want to be a steak. Actually, I want to be a rock star. That's what I want to be. Okie dokie. I'm going to sign off. Happy 2022 coming up. Thank you for allowing me to be part of your life for this little bit of a moment. And I don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to keep doing this. I don't want to give the impression, no, I like this. Those too much is given, much is expected. And I will be doing this, God willing, and the creek don't rise until somebody says, all right, enough already. Will you go on and do something else? Get through this holiday, whatever. And some people have already been through their holiday. You're stronger than a cookie. Food does not make the holiday. People make the holiday. And if you don't have people in your life, get a good book. We don't need to eat food to celebrate. We need to be healthy to celebrate. All right? Keep your carbs 20 grams or fewer a day, total not net. If it's not on page 4, link below. Don't eat it. Don't eat if you're not hungry. Stop when you're satiated. Take care of yourself. And make it a great start to the new year. I will see you next time.